Session we will do second poem of class 12th, an elementary school classroom in a slum. The themes of this poem is poverty, inequality, injustice. The poet here describes sad and pathetic looks through moving word picture. This is very long poem, that's why I have divided into 4 stanza. Here we shall read the first stanza. Far, far from gusty waves, those children's faces, like a rootless weeds, the hair torn around their pallor, the tall girl with way down head, the paper-seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunned, unlucky hair of twisting bones, reciting a father's gnarled disease, his lesson from his desk, at back of dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room other than this. In the first stanza, Stephen Fender is describing the condition of the children who are studying there in that slum area school. He says that the bloodless faces of these children are far from the gusty waves, are far from the energetic life and activity that are the mark of childhood. Their untidy hair hanging around their white pale faces looks like rootless weeds. They are uncombed, they are untidy. And that's why the poet compared their hair to the rootless weeds. Next, he is describing the students who are studying there. The first one is a tall girl. Her head is way down. Her head is way down because she is very disappointed. She is very sad due to her condition. Next, he is describing a pale looking boy whom he has compared with the paper. Means the boy is as thin as the paper. That is a sign of malnutrition. Pale looking boy sitting against the wall. He is so thin and weak that he seems no more than a wallpaper. His small eyes look like those of a rat. Then there is another one who seems to have stunned growth. He is not properly developed. It seems that he has inherited twisted bones from a father whose body had become gnarled because of disease. Gnarled is a disease that is related to the bones. He is sitting at his desk and reciting his lesson. At the back of the class, there is a sweet little child. He has remained unnoticed because of the dim light in the classroom. He has dreamy eyes. He is dreaming how squirrels play their games in their tree room. The little boy too dreams of such a room for himself that would be quite different from the one where he is sitting now. This is the second stanza of the poem. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding old cities, Belflori, Tyrol's valley, open-handed map, avoiding the world, its world, and yet for these children, these windows, note this map, their world, where all the futures painted with fog, a narrow street sealed in with lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of the world. Here the poet is describing the condition of the classroom where the students are studying. The walls of the classroom in this slum smell of sour cream. They bear the names of those who have given donations to build this classroom. On these walls, there are pictures of Shakespeare's bust, of a cloudless dawn, of a huge cathedral dome, and that is a symbol of civilization in all cities. All of Austrian Tyrol Valley with its bell-shaped flowers. There is also a big open map of the world that shows all the seas and lands that the world has. But for those poor children, the world shown on the map is not their world. For them, their world is merely these windows of the classroom from where they can see all the future. From here, they can see that their future is all foggy. It's only a narrow street that is sealed in with a dull sky. It is a world that is far from the open world of rivers and caves. It is a world that is far from the stars of the words shown to them by all politicians. Here I have described stanza 1 and stanza 2. The rest of the poem we shall do tomorrow.